Hey, aloha. Welcome to the Friday Marketing Jam Session. I am Tom Gaddis, coming to you live from sunny Las Vegas. I'm flying solo. Well, not entirely solo today. Nick has arrived in Europe. They have been invaded. He's over there having a good time with his wife. And I'll be hanging out with you today. We got a special guest. We're going to be talking about how to get more conversions than any sane person around. I think you are going to be blown away, and I do not say that lightly, blown away by what we are going to cover on today's live show. It is a level of thinking about your marketing and your business that I have not seen anyone else talking about. You guys are going to love it. We're going to get to that. We're going to do some shout outs. We're going to do a member of the week. We're going to have an all around good time. So grab a cool drink. Get comfortable. I'm going to cue up the intro, and I will see you back here in one momento.
It's now time, the moment you've been waiting for. Get ready for the fastest 60 minutes of marketing strategies and tactics to build your remote empire from anywhere in the world. After 167 agonizing hours, they've finally returned. From the sun-soaked Sin City and the sandy shores of Maui, Hawaii, now back for a brand new Aloha Marketing Jam Session. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks and Remote Millionaires, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
Oh, man. Listen to that crowd. You guys are fired up. Fired up. Welcome. Oh. Wow, yeah, there we go. Okay, went away pretty fast. Hey, excited to be here. I'm Tom Gaddis. I've got a special guest with me today. We're going to bring him out in a minute. The busiest man in internet and local marketing you'll meet. But he carved out some time to be here with us again this week. So you guys are going to love what we're going to cover. I got a sneak peek. Maybe some of you got a sneak peek as well. But it really is a level of thinking about your prospects and who you're going after that completely changes the game when it comes to conversions, and when I say conversions, I mean actually turning somebody into a paying client and doing it on the first call, the first contact, not down the road, not several contacts in a way, like right away. We're going to dig deep into that today. So I hope you have a notepad. You're going to want to take notes. It's amazing stuff. You guys are going to love it. But before we get to that, let me go to the comments and see who all's here. Hey, Dorn, what's up? Frank the Tank. I was talking to Frank yesterday on Facebook. What's up, Patty? Welcome, Kevin. I see Maddie. I see Kyle. Howard. Welcome, everybody. Man, excited to have you here. We're going to have a great live show. I want to get started with a couple of things, and then we're going to bring our guest out. I want to try to kind of get through these quickly because we got a lot of stuff to cover today. First, some shark shout outs. So I'm going to go to my show notes and pull up the link here. It wasn't live a second ago. There it is. Awesome. And let's do some shout outs. So I'm going to share my screen here. Boom. Entire screen. There we go. Let's do some shout outs for this week. We got a ton of stuff, a ton of activity going on. Oops, look at that, my blocker there so I don't get distracted when I'm trying to work. Okay, a lot of great shout outs. So we're going to start off with Sean. Sean closed a deal for local ranking and website management, $900 a month SEO plus $400 management fee. Solid win, Sean. Solid win, Sean. Scott signed another 3-month business growth package, $5,000 startup plus 6% of the retail plus packages and $150 monthly high level as software as a service. This is an awesome deal Scott did. The client he has here, they have a really high price of their product. So that 6% could turn out to be a very lucrative deal in addition to what he's already getting, which is amazing. Storm and Norman, one new Google Business Profile client, Kansas City roofer, and a new SEO client, $1,922 US. All amazing wins. Congratulations, everybody. Excellent work. Excellent work. Our next shout outs go to, is that the next one? Yep, there we go. Donna Norris sold another home services jackpot website 50% deposit received, $600. Other 50% due when website is done. So $1,200 for a pre-built website. Awesome win, Donna. Awesome win. Adam upsold his Cairo client to social management and content creation, $799 a month. Later closed them $750 a month SEO package. Sold a website refresh for a salon owner, $750 plus some miscellaneous tasks at an hourly rate. Awesome work, Adam. Shelly Ward got her first monthly recurring revenue invoice paid, $450 a month for social media management. Social media management. Excellent win. Tim Palmer added $850 in monthly recurring revenue with a combined local SEO and website build package. Chris Watanabe closed the deal for reputation management. She has been working on $149 a month. $149 a month. I think that's the first time I got your last name right, Chris. Congratulations. Excellent win. Excellent win. Marvin Drobes upsold a client to creating and posting content 2 times a week for relevant Facebook groups, $300 a month. All of these wins are awesome. And you know, what's really great about these wins is they really fall in line with what we're going to be talking about today. If you are on this win list and you're getting conversions at these prices with these services, you're going to love what we're going to cover today. We're going to skyrocket this for you. Next up, Yakin traded the cost to service his lawnmower for a premium AGM listing. What a great barter. I just saw on the channel that he picked up the lawnmower today. So he gave him a free listing, got his lawnmower fixed, a riding lawnmower fixed. He reported he had a $30,000 month, the highest monthly income he's had in the last 6.5 years. Excellent work, Yakin. He's been in Remote Millionaires for a few months and already generating more money than he's generated in the past 6.5 years. Excellent work. Ann Willis closed a commercial roofing company that did some work on his house, $3,000 a month, SEO, reputation management, and video marketing. Another great example, right? Somebody comes to his house to do some work. He starts talking about what he's doing, closes the deal. And our globe-trotting associate, Nick Ponte Marketing, 1,500 PPC campaign plus another low-ticket recurring website at $120 a month to a new pumping company. That's a strategy we're going to be talking about to you guys in the future because we've been testing that out, selling these low monthly recurring websites. And then our account coordinator at Nick Ponte Marketing took a client from $2,000 a month, ad management, and increased it to $4,000 a month. So all solid wins. That is a combined total of $20,089 for the week of May 6th through May 12th. Grand total, look at that, $704,000, $788. I mean, we are closing in on 1 million. Like, congratulations to everybody. Thanks for all your hard work getting those wins, sharing them in the group. If you're not sharing your wins, do it there. If you're not getting the wins, let's go out and get some. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before I get to that, I want to do one more thing. I want to give away one of these amazing Shark swag boxes we have in the back here. We give one of these to our member of the week. That's right. And this week, our member of the week is, we're actually going to give away 2 this week. Check this out. Let me share my screen. Congratulations to Shelly Ward and Chris Watanabe. Each picked up their first monthly recurring revenue and certainly on their way to making bigger moves. Well done to the She Sharks. I love it. The She Sharks making a statement this week. Congratulations. We're going to get one of these boxes out to each of you. It's got a lot of goodies inside. You guys are going to love it. Thanks again for participating in the group, for getting the wins, for sharing them, and just being good stewards of our community. We really appreciate that. And if you want to be a member of the week, that's all you got to do. Be a good steward of the group, share some wins, answer questions, help some people out, and you can be chosen as well. So congratulations, everybody. All right. Woo, got through that pretty quick. That's right. She Sharks in the house. Awesome. Well, look, I want to bring out our guest because we're going to be talking about, you probably saw this in our emails. It's really, this is really going to be I'll probably say we'll spend about 30 minutes on this, but this is really going to be a lead generation masterclass. And I mentioned in the beginning how to have more high quality leads each week than any sane person. That's the headline we use. And that may sound crazy. Maybe you're like, oh, that's just a lot of marketing hype, right? That's just a lot of marketing hype. But like leads are the lifeblood of your agency, right? As you guys know, we just did a training last week where we rolled out a software package from Strategic Marketer. That's David Sprague and John Donges, called Client Conversion Suite. And it was an amazing, by the way, how many people saw the training? How many people jumped on that? I mean, it's an insane offer. It's a crazy offer, and got in with that. Because, I mean, it is probably, I mean, I can't think of another lead generation package that we've offered that has been that good. Like, it is really an insane deal, from how to catch their attention, how to do the lead magnet, how to find the leads, all that stuff. I mean, it's got everything in it, right? It's crazy. And leads are the lifeblood of your agency, having leads. But, you know, the leads are one part of that equation, right? We want the leads. We want to be able to reach out to them. We want to be able to get their curiosity so we can have that conversation. But then we need to convert them into a paying client, right? We need to convert them into a paying client. And so, you know, we talked a little about that on the training. We talked about it some on the special bonus training that we did last night, but I wanted David to kind of come out here and talk about that today, to kind of, expose it to more of you and get your wheels turning and kind of see the depth and what you really want to do when you're going after these clients. So let's give a big shark welcome to Mr. David Sprague. What's up, David?
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me. This is going to be a lot of fun. Hey, Tom, I did want to give you a little pushback on how you're lowballing all these numbers that you put up on the screen. Oh, so if you don't mind for a second,
go ahead.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
We're gonna have some fun here. So I'm gonna share my screen and let's see here. All right, so I want to zoom in on Ian Willis, right? Because if you've not in the Sharks group and seen this, I mean, this is absolutely fantastic. So let's kind of scroll down here because I lost my spot. So if you look at Ian, he said, look, I just got the phone with a commercial roofing company that did some work on my house and closed a $3,000 a month deal. Now, you counted that as $3,000, Tom.
That is correct.
That's $36,000.
It is, yeah. We don't count the recurring, but you're right. It is.
That's what I'm saying. I want to push back on you because, look, you are making such a huge impact with what you do in the community and how you guys train and being consistent every single Friday, showing up, answering questions, inspiring, giving great information. In my opinion, his income didn't go up $3,000. His income goes up $36,000. So I think that's if he's going to share that, and obviously the reason you're taking credit for that, he's doing the work, but you should be taking credit for that because he's giving you credit for saying, look, I'm inspired, I'm learning, I'm in this group, I'm being supported. This is my income. Like he could have easily said 36 grand for the year, but he said $3,000. So I want to say, wouldn't you guys agree in the chat box that, if you're bringing a $3,000 contract, that's not $3,000, that's a $36,000 a year bump, right? So, I think that you didn't bring in, it's not 700,000 so far. I'm sure it's 4 or 5 million so far if you put in those residuals, because you should times that, you're taking 30, you should be times it by 12. So anyway, that's just me like thinking how amazing you guys are to consistently be helping and serving everyone. Would you guys agree with that in the chat box, right? Like that there's a lot more going on than just what they're like so lowballing the huge opportunity and the huge impact that both Nick and Tom are making. So, but I also want to, lots of agrees there. You should put that up on the screen. So,
Cameron, we should go to that. We should start doing that.
Now, a few questions came in here about how did you generate a reputation report? So I think this is super valuable because he says, if you look very closely here, he says, look, I used a reputation report and landing page to actually help create this opportunity, right? He's like, look, at the end of the day, you got to put the work in. So let me show you a reputation report that we use really quickly here. And then we get into some of the psychology of what, why this is so powerful. So here's a reputation report I just pulled. And Typically do I've got reputation reports, and you notice here there's 4 different scores. Well, if I don't do websites, right? If I'm not into that, I can just turn that off. And now it's only a reputation score, social score, traffic. If I don't do traffic, I can just take that off too. The cool thing about what we're doing here is you get to be whoever you want to be. But let me tell you this, I would be doing all 4, because you can always go into the Sharks group and ask them like, hey, I just got a client. They want reputation social and they want website, but I don't do websites. Anybody want to help me with this? That's what the power is you've got inside the Sharks group. So put one in the chat box if that makes sense. Like, look, go all in. Like, be that consultant, be that marketer that cares enough to have more of a holistic approach to a business. And even if you don't know, say, look, I've got some partners that can help me with this, but let me get them and let's get back with you on that. So stay specialized, stay focused on what you do really well. But when you've got a report like this, right, you can do some really powerful things, which is obviously, I love this part, and we don't really focus on this too much, Tom, right? Who's getting your business, right? So read this word for word. Who's getting all your business? Those are magical words. So the art of persuasion never comes with telling your story. The art of persuasion is about their story. It's about the future they can have. It's about the opportunities they can have. But most important, it's about the big chasm that's right in front of that. And how are they going to get to that future? How are they going to get to that big opportunity? So I love this language, right? Who's getting all your business? So when we look at this, we always say, so let's take a first look real quick at who's getting all your business. Artistic pools, dolphin pools and spas. You know them pretty well? Oh yeah. And look, you just wait, just sit back and listen for a moment. And they will begin to tell you their pains and their fears and what they struggle with and what they want to do. So put one in the chat box that makes sense, right? So yeah, this is Local Analyzer. And this is when Tom said, hey, we did a huge, offer on how to generate leads. This is one of the reports that we give away to get our foot in the door, to have a great conversation. And I think we could all admit, Tom, that one, if we had more conversations every single week with business owners, not sales pitches, not proposals, just like tying heartstrings, like, hey, I care about you. I've got some solutions I can help you with. And having some good conversations, if we can just get in some conversations, our business changes dramatically. Because I want you to think about the conversation you just heard about. Every single one of those people that are having success, they're not just in one conversation a day, right? They're in multiple conversations a week. And then those are then moving to the next level. So I think if we're focused on generating leads, I think the one thing we need to be focused on is how many legitimate, heartfelt, connected conversations am I in every single week? In the minimum, if you're part-time, is 3 to 5. If you're just working a few hours a week, you should be able to get into 3 to 5 conversations. And these aren't long 30, 45-minute presentations. I'm just talking about a conversation saying, well, let's take a look at who's getting all your business. Now, if you're full-time, you should be in 12 to 15 conversations every single week if you're full-time doing this. Now working on your next email, now watching some AI video and the cool thing going on here, right? You should be in those conversations. Reward yourself, do what you need to do. But the most important time of the day is what we call money hours. And money hours are those sacred times. Nothing gets in, we don't allow anything to get in there. We spend time having conversations. And when we get those conversations, finish the day, go take a break, do whatever else you want. But you got to get into 2-3 conversations every single day if you're full-time doing this business. And it doesn't have to be sales and intense and I got to close you. It should just be light, easy conversations and giving something of value to them. Like, let's talk about that. Well, let's talk about what's happening with your reviews. Let's talk about what's happening with your social media. Let's talk about what's happening with even the first thing they see when they go to Facebook is a tree. So do you do trees or pools? Which one? Because I'm kind of confused here. Oh, it's a pool. Did you do this pool? What did they say about this pool? Wouldn't it be great if you look in the right here, if we had 5 stars and it said best pool company ever? Wouldn't that tell a better story? Just conversation. So Tom, I just want to, kind of start this conversation out saying, look, the first thing we all need to do is look at how many conversations we've been in. And then we need to figure out the dot on the wall is, what can I do to generate even more conversations every single day? Because if you move that needle, everything else changes.
Yeah, absolutely. We in the Sharks community, David, we call it revenue producing activities. We got to be focused on the RPAs, the revenue producing activities, and that's exactly what your sacred time is, right? That's the time when you do those revenue producing activities.
Yeah, those are called money hours, right? Like
money hours, yeah.
Money hours. Those are money hours, man. You don't mess with that. Yeah. So I want to kind of mention it because I think it's brilliant that you call them
revenue producing activities, RPA.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So because when in our elites we have these really intimate conversations, we talk about we do some hot seats, and we actually diagnose like someone's day. And I tell everybody, look, there's only 3 activities you're going to do. That's it. There's no relationship to revenue activities. And what is that? That's paying your taxes. What's that? That's when you think about no relationship, you could do it over and over and over and you would never make a dime, right? It's watching a video, right? You could watch Tom and myself over and over and over for the next 3 years. You'll never make a dime, right? Just watching videos. No relationship to revenue activities. Then there's indirect relationship to revenue activities, which is one step away. Just one step away from those RPAs, right? That's what indirect is. And then there's direct relationship to revenue, which you call the RPA. In the RPA, those activities are defined by one thing. You talking about your solution and their problem, and them either reading it or listening to it or hearing it from you. That's it. Because even people think writing an email is an RPA. It's not. Sending out an email is an RPA. It's not. Those are still one step away from the RPA. The RPA time, those money hours, are you into conversations, helping, making a difference, creating those aha moments for your customers.
Yeah, that's so true, because we do tend to think like, oh yeah, well, I sent out emails, I made this many calls, but if we're not having that actual conversation with a potential new client, that's not really, we're still one step away, right? Which is what exactly. Oh, go ahead, David.
No, exactly. I was laughing at Dorn. He's always got some crazy thinking.
Yeah, jail time producing activity.
Super funny, right? Yeah. He's always like so obnoxiously accurate, right? Like he's obnoxiously truthful, like RRAs, like revenue reducing activities. That's right. Matter of fact, it might even come down to that. Like indirect relationship to revenue is revenue reducing activities. Like if you keep on doing it, it's not going to be there.
Yeah. Well, for those of you that are asking, so this is a software tool that David developed called Local Analyzer. And last week we did a training and we have David has a thing called the Client Conversion Suite, which includes this software that generates these reports along with a way to generate the leads. And it was a crazy offer. I don't want to get into all the details of it right now. We'll cover it here at the end and kind of recap what that is. And I will give you guys a link so you can go check it out and all that stuff. Because it is probably one of the best offers that you guys have put together, David, that helps you get as quickly as possible to those revenue producing activities, right? And we'll talk about everything that's in it and all that stuff. But one of the things I wanted David to really touch on first, before we kind of get in the weeds of that, is, when you're actually talking to these potential clients, like how many people on this call right now feel a little awkward in those conversations? Or maybe you don't have those conversations because you're like, well, I just don't know what to say. And maybe you've gotten some scripts, but the scripts have never really worked for you. Like you just feel unconfident in having those conversations. Like, what if they ask me a question I don't know the answer to? What if I've never had a client in the dental market, right? Like maybe you've never worked with a client in that market. Maybe you've never worked with a client, period. So you struggle with that, right? Yeah. Michael says, yeah, still kind of awkward. Yeah. Well, David has a tool that helps get around that. And David, why don't you talk a little bit about this empathy map? Because this was, this was the first time you showed this to me was yesterday. And
is it really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the first time I've seen this from you. Like I've heard of this idea before, right? With avatar and that type of thing, but I've never actually seen one of your empathy maps. And it really is like, well, I want you to kind of explain it to people and show them what it is. And then we'll talk about how you guys, we'll get to that, but go ahead.
So I struggled with how to, well, let me kind of back up for just a second, because I think if we could kind of illustrate the difference between someone that's an expert in confidence, like, a Nick or Tom, and someone that's like a Michael, just kind of saying, hey, I'm kind of struggling a little bit. What is the difference in that, right? Is it Tom's good looks or, Nick's amazing physique? Is it like, what is giving them this unbelievable comfortability with having a conversation that you don't have? So thinking of that for a moment, like what's the difference between those two? Because I think it's critical that we analyze the difference between the two. And probably the easiest illustration is probably a skier, right? I mean, the one thing that most people are pretty related to, if you've ever skied, you started off on those blues, right? Like you were in, and that was pretty intimidating at first. Like, holy cow, am I ever, you're snow plowing. The difference between the expert that's hitting the moguls over and over and over again is just they've beat on their craft. And because they've gone down the hill, not once, not twice, but over and over and over and over again, their brain is trained to know what to expect. Their body is comfortable. Their facial expressions are determined, right? So when you think about these types of things and getting into conversations, like your success comes through the courage of just doing the work, just actually figuring it out. But there's also ways to hack that. There's ways to kind of jumpstart that. So you've seen that people that ski, there's ski training, right? Where you have to be on the side of a mountain. They've got these amazing belts that just go and go and go. And it can train your body so that when you hit the slope, you're ready to go. So how do we train our brain so that we don't have to get into 100 conversations to be comfortable? We can just get into 3 or 4. Well, that's called an empathy map. And this trains your brain to get into an empathetic perspective of your actual target market. And so we build these empathy maps. And honestly, Tom, if you could see my scribble, and maybe I'll show it to you one time, but it's literally a piece of paper, and it's what they fear, what they see. And it's you keep on writing and you keep on writing and keep on writing. And then you take that, and this becomes the foundation of all marketing that we do. It's our headlines, it's our email, it's our social media, it's our posts, it's our offer. Everything revolves around an empathy map. So let me show you what an empathy map actually looks like real quickly here. So this is one of my confidential dental niche empathy maps. And this takes into consideration, let me kind of zoom in here. It takes in consideration if a dentist that owns a practice, if they're thinking about marketing, I want to know what's going on in their head. I want to know what keeps them up at night. And I know this is going to sound incredibly simple. And the reason is successful things are typically very simple. And the simpleness is going through and really thinking through what are they thinking. And I'll show you how I put all this together in just a minute. Like he sees his competitor's dental practice flourishing through online presence. He's observing younger patients who are always on their mobile phones and seem to be more responsive to online promotions. He sees online reviews significantly influence the decision-maker process of the potential patient. What does he hear? Here's a patient asking if he has a website or social media page where they can leave a review or book an appointment. He hears about the challenges of managing online reputation and dealing with negative reviews. What do you think you feel? He feels excited about the potential opportunity of reaching wider audience. He feels anxious about managing online reputation, realizes the power of online reviews and social media shaping public perception of the practice. Feels like he needs to learn more about online marketing and make more informed decisions. The pain. They lack the knowledge and experience. Fear of negative reviews, uncertain about how to measure the return on investment. Right? What are their dreams? What are their hopes? What are their aspirations? Right? The opportunity to modernize this practice, stay competitive, how to attract new patients, and better engage with existing ones. So give me some feedback. Can you start to see like, okay, this is a good insight and reminder and really kind of a peeling back the curtain. If you were to sit down and say, what do you think? What do you see right now? How do you feel about things? What are you going through? That this would be a great psychoanalysis of your perfect target market. Any questions on it? And Tom, your thoughts now seeing this a little bit for a second time?
Yeah, I mean, number one, like one of the things I would do with these empathy maps is before I made a single call or got on a client meeting, if it was a dentist, I would open this thing up and read it. Like I would go through it, maybe even print it out, have it next to me so I can refer to it, because it really, like I said on the training yesterday, it practically turns you into like the Kreskin of marketing, right? Kreskin was a mind reader. And it's like, you know what the person is thinking, you know where they're trying to get to, what they're trying to do. And it's so much easier to know what to say when you understand them. Like when you understand what the person on the other side is looking to do and what their concerns are, what their fears are, like you can start to talk about those things before they even mention them, which is a huge deal, right? Because you're talking away and they're thinking like, oh yeah, but isn't this going to be complicated? Isn't this, what are the costs, those types of things. And you can address those things beforehand because you have an idea of where they're at and what they're trying to do. And I don't know if, are you going to do the thing you did yesterday where you kind of show that?
Yeah. I want to do that.
All right.
You like that?
Yeah, that was great.
Tom likes magic tricks. So he's like, you can do that trick that you do. And you So I think it's important. Can everybody, especially for you guys, I want you to remember the last time you said something that was difficult, and then someone said, "Hey, I'm sorry." Right? How did you feel when someone said, "I'm sorry"? I mean, truly, when you're like, "Man, I'm having a really bad day," and maybe your wife or a friend says, "Oh man, I'm really sorry to hear that." Just those words, "I'm sorry to hear that," or "I'm sorry." That's a heartstring. That's empathy. That's someone connecting with you, right? So you're never going to hear a dentist right off the bat like, "I'm really struggling," right? You're never going to say, I see my younger patients; they're always on their phone, and I'm not bringing in younger patients at all. So my patients are dying. They're getting older and older and older, right? You won't hear them say that to you. Why? Because it's too vulnerable. There is a wall between you and them. But listen, they want to hear. They want to be able to talk to you. They want to feel like they can connect with you. But they're only going to do that if they know that you truly can understand them and you just don't want to sell them something. So does that make sense? Is that connecting a little bit? Like, okay, I need to speak from the heart and sell from the heart, and more about caring and truly understanding what they're going through and really wanting to help them and serve them, rather than, hey, I got this service and I can get you more customers. Check that box. Yay, ring the bell. Let's go get another one. Like, look, it's just as easy to put on ugly clothes in the morning as really nice clothes. Just as easy to say one thing as another. So why don't we actually do the highest and best and tell the truth and be completely honest and transparent about what we really feel? And an empathy map can get you in that mode, and more importantly, give you the language you need to be able to do that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you how, after you've gone through an empathy map a few times, how it can really change your language. So
yeah, and by the way, before you start this process, yeah. I know Fran was asking about the empathy map. So I'm going to show you here in a minute when David gets through this. We're going to show you how to get the empathy map and some other things actually for free. David worked really hard on getting this stuff together. So like just take in the training right now, but don't worry, here in a few minutes, I'll tell you guys where you can go to get them. And if you missed somebody said they missed yesterday's training, I'll give you a link here in a minute too, so you can go check that out. But just take a minute, take a breath, focus on what David's saying and watch what he's doing. And then at the end, I'll explain what you guys need to do and all that stuff to get these things, because they really are a game changer. So go ahead, David.
Yeah, so you can actually read this like a script. So to give you an idea how an email could be written, or how headlines can be written, or how a proposal can be written, or the benefits and advantages, I'm just going to kind of ad lib real quick, and let me just kind of jump in here. So I would say to, let's say, Dr. Smith, maybe he's a dentist, Dr. Smith, saying, Dr. Smith, I understand that you're seeing a lot of younger patients now on their mobile device. And you might be thinking, well, how can I get in front of more of my perfect target market? Or you might be seeing right now that, online reviews, they're pretty influential in helping your patients or your future patient make decisions. Now, I understand also that as an online marketer, that there's a lot of trends and new technologies, right, that your colleagues are using right now that you're not. Or more importantly, your competition's using. And look, it's important right now to have a big online presence. And especially when it comes to some of your team, getting them out in the marketplace and showing off what they really do, whether it's your other dentists in the office or your staff or your admin. We want to show them on your website so that everyone comes, they can see your team and how friendly they are. Now, I understand that it can be a little difficult, right? And not knowing what your online marketing can really do for you and being an investment. Matter of fact, I know sometimes it might be even hard to measure the investment, but here's my goal. My goal is to help you reach a wider audience, to attract new patients, and better engage with your existing ones through things like email marketing and social media so that you stay top of mind, right? So by doing the things that I'm proposing, you could really increase your visibility. More importantly, build your reputation and become the marketplace leader that I believe you should be with the way that you serve your clients. So I'm going to put together a proposal that's going to include all of this so that you can actually build a business that you really dreamed of from the very beginning. So give me some feedback on that. Did you see how I can just kind of storyboard this?
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of picking and choosing. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, and you're talking their language. You're talking he or she's language, right? Like they're having those thoughts and they're probably like, oh yeah, I was thinking that. Oh yeah, I do want to know if I can figure out, like, am I going to see a return on this investment? Like, so it really from their side sounds like you understand what's going on. It sounds like you understand their specific business, right? Like Dan Kennedy used to always say that, right? Everybody thinks their business is unique. Everybody thinks their business is unique. So, when you have something like this, a tool like this, and you're able to base your conversations off of it, it makes the other person, because you are talking directly to them, right? You are talking to their pains, their gains, all the things that they're trying to do in their practice. So yeah, it's great stuff.
Yeah, I want to say this. A lot of people, in my opinion, I think you guys are hearing it kind of a different side of this. We're talking about psychology and how to tell good stories and how to connect with your leads and how to turn those leads into customers. And one of the main ingredients is empathy.
Yeah.
And so, but another main ingredient is transparency and authenticity. People can feel that. And so I want to let you know that whether you're really experienced, right, then lead with, hey, we've helped these types of businesses struggle and they went through the same situation that you were, but here's how we help them. But maybe you've got no customers at all, or maybe you only got one or two customers, or maybe you've got some customers and you're saying, I'm going to double my rates. Whatever your insecurity is, whatever the difficulty is, be transparent about it and lean into it. And let me give you an example of what that sounds like. Let's say, all the websites you have charged so far have been $1,500, and now you just moved your price to $3,000. Are you really going to tell them that you've never charged $3,000 to anybody before? They're the first one you're paying $3,000. Like that doesn't make any sense. And I want you to think, you got to flip the script. You need to tell them that. And it would sound something like this. I have to let you know, Dr. Smith, I've never, ever charged anyone $3,000 for a website before. And to be transparent with you, I'm not only excited, but I'm a little nervous because I've also never given this type of customer support before. Because my goal is to make sure that your website, with the traffic that you're getting in the last 10 years, you built up a great relationship with your customers. You built incredible brand in the industry. You're getting referrals. People are coming to your site, but unfortunately, your site's just not converting very well right now. So my goal is to do the best I've ever done for any dentist and really any client I've ever had. And I'll be spending the extra time I need to make sure that the investment you get comes back to you, but more importantly, that your practice grows because of what we're doing on your website. So put one in the chat box that makes sense. Like, oh, wow. I leaned into my insecurity, right? I was transparent about it, and I made something that's good market. That's good salesmanship. That's being authentic.
Yeah, that's great stuff. That's great stuff. Okay, look, I know we've got about 15 minutes left on this live show, so I want to take a pause for a moment, and I want to cover a couple things, and then I'm going to have David go into some other stuff about the empathy map and some other things. So, first and foremost, we did a bonus training yesterday where David went really in depth in the empathy map and some of the other things that we're not going to have time to go into about today. So I'm going to let a link scroll to the bottom of the screen so you guys can go watch that bonus session. Pretty sure that's where this link goes. It's offlinesharks.com/club. Now at the beginning, I asked who had jumped into the conversion suite offer that we did, right? It was an amazing offer. If you are in the conversion suite, you are getting these a year of these empathy maps and some other things for free. So David and John, they have a thing called the Conversion Club, and David's going to talk about it here in a minute. Each month you get a new empathy map, you get a marketing research playbook, you get emails, there's a ton of stuff. David will go through that here in a second. They charge $99 a month for the Conversion Club, but they are going to give you 1 year of access for free. So it's a $1,200 value if you jump into the already amazing conversion client suite thing that we just brought out. So I'm going to have David talk a little bit more about what's in the club. And then David, maybe you can just sort of do like a quick review of everything that's in the conversion suite. And then we can take a few questions.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll cover all this in about 3 or 4 minutes. So we'll get through
awesome.
it quick. Because the one side's the empathy map, and we went deep on that, right? So let's kind of go high level for a moment. Now that you understand the psychology and have empathy with what the business owner is going through, but you still need to understand what the industry is and the practice. So we've got these kind of X-ray vision client demographic sheets that we've got on every single niche that we go after. Like what they charge for X-rays, right? What their profit margins are. Like it's like how to get their adjustments, like new patient treatment plans. Are they residual? Are they one time? What's the average yearly value of one customer over 5 years? What is it? To get 1 million in that business, they need at least 750 customers, right? So understanding a chiropractor, knowing what their cost per click is, the average opt-in per lead, what that costs, what a hot lead transfer typically costs in the industry. Like literally, I typically read these before I talk to the customer because now, like I can ask probably 90% of all chiropractors, what's the average yearly value of one of your customers? And they'll be like, and they'll guess, or they just don't know. But I do. So you just don't. An empathy map is great, and it's a great building block for everything else. But you also need to be comfortable in the industry. But when you've got both, it's a 1-2 knockout punch for being very comfortable and going after any business that you want. So we have these marketing research playbooks that we've developed. But on top of that, we've got these amazing lead magnets. And these lead magnets are things we give away to actually businesses, or we sell them. A lot of our customers sell them between $500 and $750. But most businesses don't have a good report. And these reports are amazing. So they can boost website conversions. They're a great reason to reach out and actually engage with their email. Social media posts are fantastic. It's like a list building on steroids. So I want to show you one of those as well. So this is a report. It's beautifully done. We do have all the graphics professionally written, but really this report is someone that comes to a website and says like, okay, I don't know this business at all, but hey, don't leave without knowing a checklist of questions that you should be asking before you actually choose a chiropractor, right? And so these are all white label. So you got checklists, you got questions. So it's a great report. And when you show this to a business, I'm saying, look, why don't we create a report for you? Now, never show the report. Showed it in a different industry. So I'm going after a dentist, I'll show the chiropractor report. If I show, a chiropractor, I'll show the dentist report. And say, look, here's what we like to do. We like to build this for you so that you've got a great leave behind so that when someone comes to your website, you get to convert more. So now we have, an empathy map. Now we have a kind of a client profile, but now we have these reports that we were able to give away that just enable us to get into conversations. Now, the next thing is for a lot of us, you don't want one, arrow in your quiver, right? You want multiple arrows. You don't want one line in the water. You want multiple lines in the water. So we have this amazing strategy about microservice, and so do the Sharks. Sharks have a lot of great microservice, but we actually build a roadmap that say, look, and most of you have heard of citations before, like a citation service. Now you know about it, but do you know how to fulfill on it? Do you know what to charge for it? Do you know how the objections on it? Do you know the value? Do you know what the best services to get are? So we build these roadmaps so that almost no matter what someone or what niche we're going after, we can sell them. If they don't like this, we go, well, what about this, right? Like we don't leave or we don't get off the conversation until we've uncovered some things. Now, remember, the conversation is about this. It's about almost a full look 360 at their reputation, their website, their traffic on their website, their optimization, their social media. So when we've got something like this, we can easily go, oh, yeah, I wish I had that. Oh, no problem. We've got that. But most of us walk in with just one product, two products, maybe three services we can do, right? You need a few more than that to really feel comfortable and really be able to increase your conversions every time you talk to a business owner. So on top of a MicroStrategy roadmap, well, now that you know what to sell, how do you get leads for that? Well, we build these microservice email campaigns as well. These are cold outreach emails that tell the story of the business owner. And then we actually create something called an embed image. So literally, there's a custom image inside the email that is their website. It's their Facebook page. It's their information online. And they look at it, they go, wait, you just screenshotted my website? And then you can overlay some arrows and point to this, and here's the problem. It's an amazing feature that if we want to go into in a few moments, we can. But just to know, this is a great way to send out email and why we get so big responses, so much big response on this. But then we got like, okay, you got an email that goes out, you got the service, but now what do I say? Well, based on our empathy maps, that's how we build our emails. Based on the empathy map, this is how we build our scripts. So we actually build scripts for our customers as well of exactly word for word to say so that you can close the sale on the first call. So we've got this, what we call client conversion pack. That's a suite to put you on the fast track to revenue, allow you to convert clients quickly, and more importantly, simplify your success. So what we do is we actually have this club that every single month we build a new empathy map. We do the niche research, right? We do white label lead magnet. We do a microservice map. We do a cold email campaign, an embed image, and sales script over $1,300. If you were to have someone build this for you every single month to build your business, we charge $99 a month. And if you get into the client conversion suite, we'll give you the client conversion club at no cost for the next 12 months.
Yeah, for 12 months.
Whole year, yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy deal. I mean, a $1,200 value. And if you're already in client conversion suite, you have this. You get this. You don't need to do anything else. It'll just show up with everything else you have. So this is just an added bonus. And I think, the offer was already over the top, but this really takes it over the top. So yeah, for those of you that are asking, if you're in client conversion suite, you get this. It's an additional bonus. If you're not, you're going to want to jump in on this before we close it down. And we're going to close it down in the next couple of days. because once we close it down, if you try to get in late, this won't be a part of that offer. But the offer itself is crazy. You can go to offlinesharks.com/club. You can check it out. Again, it's only going to be open for another couple of days. But maybe I'll have David run through because there's so much of this offer. It's great.
Yeah, let me just take 90 seconds and kind of go through what the offer is. Sounds because and let me just show you guys. So some of you have seen Lacuna, maybe you haven't, but we've got so much robustness in this. And I can guarantee you, when you really look deep in what we've got here, you'd be like, wow, this is just so easy. I mean, could it really be this easy? And it is. So you can see a Roofers Orlando, right? Like, I want to show you the data points we have, everything from their business information to their website details to their Google business listing to their reputation. I mean, I showed this on last night, but those of you who do reputation or even thought about it, I want you to understand the power of these 3 data points here. The data point number 1 is how many reviews they've had in the last 30 days. Do you know you have no idea how to get that information? Like, you would have to go on every single Google business listing and go count the reviews and look at the dates. I mean, who's going to do that? But now at a moment, you'd be like, look, you send an email. You got 0 reviews in the last 30 days. You got 8 reviews in the last 30 days. But even cooler than that is the percentage of bad reviews. Hey, look, what if you write an email saying, I don't know if you know this, but 29% of all your reviews are negative. Or how about this? I don't know if you know this, but 15% of all your reviews are negative, or 11%, right? And then insert the negative review so they can read it themselves. I mean, that's a different email. So we use all these over 100 different custom data points, and we insert these fields into the actual email itself. So that's what Lacuna does. Now, it does so much more than that. You can do voice broadcasts, but when we say these two together, you got a way to drive traffic, generate leads, do an outbound email. And by the way, Nick, probably the single greatest thing I think that I see for those that succeed and those that struggle. When I peel back the onion and ask them some thought-provoking questions, you know what the number 1 category of answer is? Just not enough outbound marketing, not enough conversations. That's it. Those are uber successful, fast, get into conversations. So if I'm sending out 100, 200, 300 emails consistently, and it's telling their story with their information, well, that's a game changer. So what we did is we said, look, we're just not going to give you local analyzer. We're going to give you unlimited reports, 100, 500, 1,000 a month. But on top of that, we're going to give you this incredible module that we normally charge per year called embed images, where every single email has a custom embed image that gets responses. And then we're going to do a 5-week masterclass on lead gen, so that we get to explain all this to you live and engage with you, answer your questions. And then we got something that's crazy. It's called an instant conversion link. So instead of someone going to a landing page, putting their information and pulling a report, you can just send them a link directly to the report. And this is going to be mind-blowing for people. Like, you mean with Lacuna I can send out 300 emails in a day with 300 links, and all those links for each individual person go to different reports? Yes. It is going to be supercharging everything that we do. But then we added yesterday, for limited time, the Client Conversion Club, 12 months. Every single month you get this incredible package. So it's over $6,000 in value bonuses, and it's only $99 a month. Cancel at any time. You can grab unlimited leads. Like, you grab it right now, use Lacuna, go get 5,000 leads, send out 5,000 emails, send out reports, and at the end of 30 days, if it's not everything, you can cancel anytime. But you won't want to, because it's going to literally change everything, because it solves the number 1 problem we all have. How do we do more outbound marketing, get our message in front of more businesses, and get into more conversations? And everything you see here will do that for you.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hey, by the way, I know the audio has been kind of giving us a little bit of issues. Is my audio chunky as well, guys? How does mine sound there? I know this live show goes back up in the Facebook group when we're done, and everything should be good there. So if our audio is a little chunky, we should be good. But as David is going through that, this is the offer we rolled out last week. Again, this is going to be closing down in a couple of days. So if you're already in Client Conversion Suite, you're going to get the Client Conversion Club, the 1 year for free. It's already added. If you jump in now, you'll get that as well. But again, you're getting a really powerful suite of tools that do everything. Local Analyzer generates those amazing reports that you saw. And the Lead Kahuna software helps you find the leads. You're able to embed those reports directly in email. So imagine the power in this. You send someone an email and you say, hey, like I was looking online and I noticed you have, your reviews aren't that good. Like I put together a little report, check this out, click this link, and it opens up their own customized report with everything about their business, right? Again, telling their story. And then you follow that up with a call like, hey, I'd like to talk to you about that. Like, what about these people that are good? I love the way you have that in the report. Who's getting your business, David? I mean, that's so smart. Cause like, that is like one of the first things you want to, because almost everyone, if they're not at the top, they know those people that are, because they look at them every day and think, how are they beating me? Like, why are they beating me? Right. So look, you can check all this stuff out. I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but you go to offlinesharks.com/club. That should take you to that. If you have any questions, feel free to hit up our support. It really is an amazing offer. And I think the Client Conversion Club really, really chunks it over the top. So let me look at a couple. Go ahead, David.
I would say one of the questions there I thought was really good is what stops the email from going to spam? So it's a great question. I'm going to show you that real quick. A few things. First of all, we've got a secret method of, because we sent out millions of cold emails, we know exactly how to get through delivery rates. And we're going to give you our secret code and how to do that. But more important than that is we give you, and if you, let me show you real quickly here. When you think about this email right here, right? This email is customized. I searched for a few pages deep and found your website buried behind a lot of other dentists, right? Whoever did your website overlooked a few things. I know you get ranking better and get more customers. My name is David. I'm an SEO expert. Your keyword on your homepage 4 times. That's not helpful. Citations, only 2 could be found. So we're writing a very custom email every single time, very personalized. But on top of that, I can click one little button, which is our AI rewrite. It will take that email and rewrite 100% original email. So one of the reasons most marketers go email to spam is because they sound spammy. Or 2, they've used it.
They sound like all the other messages
template.
Coming out, right?
Yeah, and they sound like everything else. So all you do is save and close, and boom, it's created a brand new email for you.
Yeah, that's
saying almost the same thing.
Reason, David, your audio is like a little choppy. I don't know why.
Is it really?
It's so weird. Yeah, it just started doing that. But like, just to kind of reiterate what David was saying there. So, one of the issues when you send out an email that a lot of other people are sending out, that can get a flag for spam, right? So David, they have an AI writer built into the software so that you can rewrite it and it doesn't sound like all of that, right? You can redo that, different subject lines, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's an amazing addition to the software. I mean, this thing just does everything. Like, there's really nothing else you need. So, yeah, awesome. Man, really good stuff. I'm going to look through a couple of these questions, David, and then maybe the audio. I don't know why it just started getting choppy there towards the end.
Well, all right. Well, you just let me know if it's okay.
Yeah, it's still a little choppy, but I can hear it. So, yeah, awesome. So it's because you're on your private island, Sandy said. An undisclosed. David's coming to you from an undisclosed location. Awesome. Well, let's see. I'm trying to look through here. So we covered what stops the email from going to spam. So the empathy maps, those will come in your members area, right? So you guys will get that. Yeah, I don't see any other questions there. Awesome. Well, look, I know we just topped the top of the hour. I have one more thing I want to do before we go, but I would encourage you, go to offlinesharks.com/club. Check out the details. That recording there too has a lot more depth about the empathy maps, the playbooks, all that stuff, how you use that. Whether you get in on this offer or not, you should be doing that with whatever niche you're in. You should have an empathy map. You should have some market research. You should have those things. So whether you're doing this or not, you definitely want to do that. But go to offlinesharks.com/club, check it out. And then one more thing before we go.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
All right. We love to give away some cash every show. So if you went to that Shark Shoutouts page that's in our Facebook group and left a comment of good job, way to go, awesome work, our team went in and picked out 2 random winners while I was on this call. And today, the winners of the Cash App money are Jeff Tompkins and Sandy Alexander. Congratulations, Jeff and Sandy. Some Cash App money coming your way. Again, this client conversion suite offer, it's going to be gone pretty quick. The new bonus of the client conversion club, 12 months for free. I think it's awesome. The offer itself was already great. If you haven't checked this out, go check it out. I would encourage you to jump in. Again, it's only $99 a month. It's a smoking deal. There is, by the way, just so you know, and I'll mention this before we get off, there is an offer to upgrade where David's team will do everything for you for an additional $100. Don't just sweep past that. Make sure you check that out, because if you're like me and you've bought things on webinars before with every intention of getting it going and getting traction and making headway, and then life just starts to get in the way, the job gets busy, the family gets busy, summer comes, next thing you know, it's been a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you're not any closer to taking action, you're going to want to check out that done for you thing, because they'll just actually do it for you, and you don't have to worry about it. And it's only an additional $100. So it's a smoking deal. You couldn't hire somebody to do all that stuff for you for what that offer is. So with that, David, thanks so much for coming on and hanging out. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah. Your audio's back now.
There you go. Woo!
Yeah. Now we're good. Awesome. If you have questions, hit us up in the Facebook group or go to offlinesharks.com/support. Again, you can go to either offlinesharks.com/club or strategicmarketer.com/sharks that you see on your screen. Check out the offer. We'd love to have you in client conversion suite. It really is an awesome deal. I will see you here next week. Same shark time, same shark channel. To all the she shark mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. It's really man, we talk about the work we do, but man, the moms, holy cow. That is the real work. So, thanks for everything you do, moms. We appreciate you. Have a great Mother's Day. Have a safe weekend. Practice aloha, and we'll see everybody later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam Session, your weekly marketing live show, always bringing you the latest strategies and tactics to build your remote empire from anywhere in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. You can stay up to date throughout the week with the Remote Millionaires Podcast at remotemmillionaires.com/podcast and Nick's YouTube videos at nickponte.com/YouTube. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then,